difference, and that's what I like to see. You know, not everyone just playing the same style of Dota all throughout the region.
Might have another kill though with Carl dropping the coil, and now with the rotations, so just brings down KP with ease. Very nice. And it's able to provide throughout the jungle, but well, that might be just free amount of gold with the Tempest double up top.
Yeah, small misplay there from Jackie. He ended up minusing the creep that wasn't the one that...
And might leave Cuckoo a bit vulnerable down bot. Rupture's able to set up. Looks like he's just got to stand his ground here. Nothing he can really do through all the AoE. Cuckoo will fall.
Radiant structures are fortified.
To mid though, not done just yet. Carl, all forwards, going to be able to catch up. Febby, Dims is pretty weak as well. He's got the Rolling Thunder with the Leshrac coming over if they want to try and offer some defense here, because he's got a decent amount of mana to be able to utilize as well from RML. Connects the Sun, Undying, so has the Tombstone to be able to drop as well if he wants to do so before the death. Looks like he's going to end up falling. So a 1-for-1, at least with the supports dropping at the mid lane here. And meanwhile, you just see both the cores continuing to farm. You see TNC missing, oh, actually mid. They got the coil, Radiant, they're in the area. Febby, no Hand of God, no Rolling Thunder as well on the choke point. Lesh gets one connection in the Sun. Cuckoo's charging up the Epi, but is unable to get the Burrows track on top, so just the execution there a little bit lackluster. And now Qian's going to show up as well, a quick phase shift. Gets a little bit of health back as well, thanks to the one. Won't be able to claim that kill there, but can they continue on? However, Zephyr, this max out Dragon Slave with the Veil, you're seeing the damage coming through from T1. It's immense right now with the magic. They're going to be able to bring down the Bloodseeker. Very nicely done.
The movements are good, but just these tiny little mistakes coming.
P connecting with the Rupture, and maybe Tim's, you know, getting that stun as well. So you see how awkward it is for them to be able to start. And actually, Tim's, he's swashbuckling up aggressively on the high ground there. Gonna end up falling and pays the price. Is now Cuckoo charging up the ulti. They get the coil combined up with this Hand of God's going to give him a little bit of health back, and now even the anti-mage showing up as well. They're able to keep RML alive, and they're going to try and look to turn. They haven't dealt with the Tombstone just yet. Nicely done from Carl, getting out a Waning Rift on top of 3, but he could be in trouble, and they still have this Mana Void as well. He's got a decent amount of mana to be able to utilize, so it's not going to bring him down from 4 to 0, but Qian is going to be able to blink forward and claim that kill. Double for the anti-mage showing up early, whereas we see still this Arc Warden continuing to farm, so a good fight there from TNC as they're going to try and look to transition this into the T1 tower mid as well. Warden being nearby, but not Cuckoo. I mean, they've got the Atos. Let's see if he's going to wrap all the way around though. Cuckoo, is he going to do so? Oh, he might get caught out here. He'll lead forward, and he's ultra dead. Nicely done. And this is kind of where we brought up before that the Yule Scepter from RML, you know, him going for the Boots of Travel, the Aghanims, the Yule's not being there to be able to provide some setup here, but now finally with the Atos, at least it's going to be able to provide that a lot easier.
Why not? You know, 240 gold.
Yeah,
it's basically as good as a kill. You know, the Leshrac had just TP'd out, I think.
RML, gotta be careful. He's gonna be able to find Whitemon on this Tombstone. Still in the high gun, they're gonna come over. Cuckoo with the Epi finds a kill on top of the Bloodseeker. Tim's gonna try and run forward, and it got a little bit too late. Unfortunately, RML's still dishing out an immense amount of damage, but it looks like Carl's gonna try and clean up with the blink forward. He's got the orb back up in a couple of seconds. No stun coming through at the moment, but it looks like TNC looking to full retreat out of this. Where's the fall control though? Zephyr's going to find it with the LSA. Febby just has to TP out. Tim's unfortunately unable to get the swashbuckle out thanks to the silence. So nicely done from T1. They kind of punish that over-aggressive double back there from TNC. But how do you find the initiation though? It's just going to be so awkward. RML's going to move forward with the Atos, but a quick blink away. Now Zephyr's going to be the target there if RML can get in range for the slow. Even drop the Tombstone, because now with the wraparound, Whitemon is very far pushed up in the front line, but now Carl, beautiful coil with the stance, but where's the follow-up damage at the moment? Chen could be in trouble. The Dragon Slave, not enough. Cuckoo's going to miss out on the Burrow Strike as well, now on top of the backline. Qian, they get the clumsy net, but there's no more follow-up, and now RML's actually in trouble. Laguna Blade's going to be able to cut him down. Tim's with the Rolling Thunder, going to try and disrupt the backline. They found the Arc, this incredibly important target here. Qian, though, stunned up, beautifully done from Zephyr. Can they keep the Arc Warden alive, though? The Anti-Mage has to try and blink to disengage, but Carl's going to be able to follow up. He's got the blink back up pretty shortly here, but the Anti-Mage, can he stay alive with the magic resistance? One more Waning Rift into the right click. As Dire, they only lose one hero. What an incredible fight from them.
I just have to give props to
40 on the Aegis, and they're actually setting up on top of the Anti-Mage. They find the LSA, and now Puck's going to TP in as well. Just look at the damage. All they need is the Lina, and the crits coming through from Jackie. This Aghanims with the Lina just shreds through him so much damage, and that's just another pick off in the lane.
Yeah. Just shows one. They just force reactions out of their opponents time after time after time.
Cuckoo
That's what
might
this
find
tombstone's
Armel
for.
here, actually. Alright, strike down. Armel pops the BKB. If they can disengage him, reset the fight, because Rolling Thunder forward as well. Tim's is able to find the connection, but Double the Coil locks him in place, and it's just going to allow Jackie to go to work. There's no more follow-up. Cuckoo's actually going to try and chase for more here inside the base. He gets the Yule's control and Radiant. I mean, what can you do with the rest of the team here? They're just seeing a couple heroes die without any assistance, and I mean, it feels like the AM still just not at the stage where he's able to join these fights comfortably.
Paladin Sword is nice, but meanwhile, while you're farming the jungle, your base is going away. I figured maybe he might try and start to push these waves out a little bit, give them some respite against all of the pressure coming through from T1, but wouldn't. Honestly, you could go for either option there. Ooh, they
Setting up, they got that sentry on the high ground, so the Glimmer Cape still able to reveal him, so Carl drops the coil. Just this potential puck being everywhere across the map, and Jackie joining them as well. And now they're even going to try and look to end this as they're inside the base. Jackie trying to deal with the last full set of racks. And I mean, Anti-Mage, it's time. You got to do something.
Radiant's bottom barracks are under
This is your defense coming through. What can you provide? Armel straight on top of them. Pops the BKB. He's going to find the stun. It connects on top of the Arc Ward, and that's a perfect target. They're able to bring him down. But now with the coil, they're going to try and look to turn. Jackie with the damage. Epi's coming through as well. They drop the hand to go, but this is saying enough. It looks like the Anti-Mage just doesn't have the damage along with the less track. Tim's a little bit too late with the Rolling Thunder. And they call it quits as T1 will take game one. Incredibly well played from them.
dire victory.
Yeah, I mean, he finally got the Skadi towards the end of that, and that's what was the key timing for him trying to turn it around. But at the end of the day, there's just way too much that T1 had, like you said, on their own. They're going to need to commit quite heavily with the Haunt and the Thunder God's Wrath, because neither the Spectre or the Zeus are going to want to actually leave the lane. They want to get as much done while still farming as possible. Whereas with T1, Puck can roam at all stages. Lashrak is fine with roaming. You've also...
But early on, I mean,
The battle begins.
is... Oh, actually, who's going to get the bounty? Looks like Cuckoo will. And Febby actually might be in trouble here, though. Already picked up the level in the Fire Spirits. At least the Dagger's going to give them some movement speed slow. Actually, no, they're not going to chase forward. They do have another Chaos Bite available and some of the decays to continue falling, but Zephyr wasn't there, so a little bit of harassment, I guess.
Farm it up. Maybe going down, though.
Is going to end up falling here, and see they're continuing to try and look to pressure Qian as well. They're going to have a Chaos Bite up in a couple of seconds here. Zeus has still got that ultimate, so they're trying to man-fight on the Spectre, but it looks like Thunder God's Wrath, I mean, gets the kills, so Spectre will find a little bit of experience before he dies, but that's, you see the rough laning stage that he's having at the moment. He's one. Dire looking to pressure, though, Cole. He's got 4 points up in the Edict. TNC, they don't want to allow this to happen, though.
Yeah.
He's level 8 as well, so the damage really starting to skyrocket here for the Zeus, and now with the slow just allows them to constantly chase him down. Armor needs one more Arc Lightning to claim it, and now he's going to look for more blood as well with Cuckoo trying to get in top of the river. But it looks like the Zeus right now is just dishing out the deeps. They even get the Haunt just for the vision. Qian's going to be able to claim that one. And they get the vision on top of Zephyr as well with the puck. Orb is unfortunately on Kuran. He can pop the one for the Waning Rift, but they're going to have the vision thanks to the dagger, and Armel will come over. Very nice tower defense from TNC as they find 3, and meanwhile across the map.
As well, the sentry wards, there's one pop down in the Radiant Tri-Camp as well, so no Ancients is the name of the game for both of these teams.
Cuckoo is getting chased down here. He's got no help coming through at the moment. The 3-man stun's going to hold them back, but they got the Thunder Gods to claim that. Meanwhile, up top...
Man, that looks so stupid with the pumpkin head.
Jackie could be in trouble here. They're going to reveal the Blink 4. They even drop the Supernova as well. He's got the Thunder going to try and turn with the Bash and the Lightning Bolt at the perfect timing to stop that one. And this is right by the bounty. Meanwhile, Tim's up top, though. They're going to try and cut him off, Whitemon. Doesn't have any detection, unfortunately. And meanwhile, actually, at the Ancients, they're going to be able to find Karlk here. So actually 2 cores from T1 dying. And meanwhile, Tim's, he's still alive at the moment. He's going to try and TP out. Cuckoo, where is the damage? There we go. Zephyr with the AoE. But, I mean, meanwhile, guess what happens? They kill off the Lesh, you kill off the Terrorblade. Qian's now taking some Ancients away from you.
Just a complete block off by one hero.
Mid lane, though, Tombstone dropped to deal with the trees straight on top of the Zeus. Armel's going to get brought down here. And you just see Dire recognizing that Radiant just used pretty much everything. I mean, Haunt down, Thunder Gods down, Supernova. They just catch out the Zeus, and now they might be able to find another hero as well. Yule sets up for that stun. They got the follow up in the Waning Rift just in case there's any dive. And now, I mean, they get 2 pickoffs back their favor from Dire.
Probably just going to do the normal thing, opt into the 25 movement speed.
They want
Tim's
to take the
probably
fight.
dead
Haunt, KP, blink forward. They're going to be able to bring down Cuckoo. It's a decent tombstone, but look at the damage coming out. They haven't got on top of the Zeus, so RML, just with all the magical, forcing them back. Whitemon's going to try and retreat away, but meanwhile, Puck still going to end up falling, and it looks like Whitemon's going to join him as well. 3 down from T1. Man, that ward from TNC on the high ground, you see just the Siren jump from the Slaughter and the Spectre there. Very nice fight.
Well, if Armel could just sit back and cast spells like he did in that previous couple of fights, really, they're just going to win, because there's no way to deal with this effect that he's having on illusions right now. KP might be in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, they deal with the ward on the high ground. Now they're going to try and turn with the Tombstone coil dropped as well. Slaughter will fall, Febby. They try and dive away. I mean, they got the coil if... Sorry, they got the Supernova. They continue to chase, and they're not going to do so, though. So just unfortunately, KP getting a little bit too over. Speedy Slaughter. Do they want to jump him, even walking up the high ground, though? Going to try and do so. Instantly with the Haunt as well, straight on top of the left track. He's able to keep his life thanks to Cuckoo. Now with the high ground, Jackie, they're going to try and look to turn. He's got the Metamorphosis as a decent Supernova away from the western side here. They're going to be careful how far they push out of the base. Now with the cold drop, Zephyr finds 2. They still have the Aegis to be able to utilize here. Cuckoo's going to be able to drag back 1. Armel doesn't have too much mana to be able to continue with the fight as well. KP is going to be able to bring down the back, but he's still got to be careful as well as Jackie with the Metamorphosis trying to look to turn the Sunder. Xian needs the TP out. They got the damage coming out. Now with the dive away, Febby, can he retreat with the Sunray up on the high ground? It looks like he can, but they just punished his over-aggressive dive from TNC there. Broke up. Who can they catch out? Dive got some nice vision around Bop. Now with the blink forward, phase shift. Oh, actually, Zephyr, never mind. He jaunts away. Perfect timing. They still have the vision to be able to follow up. They drop the Nimbus. So it gets the orb away. KP is going to pop the BKB. Really wants this killed. That's his 10-second duration there. And I mean, Puck going to just be able to dip out of here. They still got the vision thanks to the minus armor coming through from KP. They're diving very deep. KP got to be careful with the rotations, but he doesn't care right now. There's just, I mean, no other heroes were coming. The Lesh didn't have the BKB just yet. You know, Chaos Knight farming up the jungle as well. It looks like T1 really die. They're going to be able to control up the enemy's triangle camp at the moment. Roshan's going to be up in 10 seconds. Who gets the vision? They're going to blink forward. They found Carl, who's got the BKB, but it's not even going to come through in the meantime. And now TNC, they want to hunt for more with the Horn. It's going to provide the vision. Whitemon's stuck out in the river, but looks like off to the western side. Spectre, he wants the Terrorblade hunting through the tree line. Jackie, he doesn't have a TP as well for another 10 seconds here. So Xian, can he find the vision? Even KP wrapping over as well. They find the stump, but where's the rest of the team? Got to keep in mind, this Terrorblade, he's got this BKB and Metamorphosis and the Sunder, but it looks like it's just going to be too difficult with the arrow finds the connection thanks to the bash. And Dire, they lose 3 and they don't find anything.
Come out immediately as soon as he's revealed, and for once he's going to be out of position. Oh no, he gets away just in time. The benefit of that blink dagger that he just purchased up.
Well, they find the Puck, and now with the Thunder Gods they get extra vision as well. Revealed up. Jackie's in the area. Puck can buy back, but they don't have the outpost control. Xian on the high gun's going to try and deal with the Tombstone. So Rick will delay it. And with Phantasm coming out as well, you got to be careful because Spectre's stuck up here at the moment. They're going to try and get the Haunt to jaunt down. Ultimate's going to cast it out here from the Supernova, but can they actually deal with the car's going to move forward with the BKB, but the damage, where's it coming through at the moment? Supernova's going to end up popping. Spectre is trying to go to work on top of the back here, but KP's falling incredibly low, pops the cheese. Meanwhile, Xian as well. Tombstone's still going to work here. They haven't dealt with it so far, but it's not going to matter. It's T1, they lose 3. Finally, the BKB is going to get popped. Jackie's going to try and turn. He's got the Sunder to be able to utilize. He gets it off, but it looks like Xian doesn't matter. He's still got this extra life, and Jackie, the last survivor. The damage, unfortunately, just not there as TNC. They don't lose anyone. They don't even lose the Aegis as well. Thing that we were questioning is if they're going to be able to find the Zeus. I mean, you've got the blink on the Chaos Knight, the blink on the Puck, but you know, Puck hasn't really been able to find the coil with like the follow-up damage from the Terrorblade. And Cuckoo blinks forward with counter from KP. He's going to be able to find the Chaos Knight and just the damage on top of the back. Armel's even got an Arcane Rune as well, so just too much for T1 to be able to deal with. They don't have buybacks at the moment. And Xian still with that extra life. I mean, there's some towers down bot, so they won't be able to get at least that Rax. And you see at the moment with... They push okay. It's not the fastest pushing lineup, but at least with multiple heroes down from Dire, it's going to make it a lot easier as they get a full set of Rax mid. They're going to try and claim some more objectives at the top side of the map.
Yeah, they'll be fine. Oh, they've even caught out Zephyr again.
Oh,
He's inside
no.
the Nimbus too.
Just the arrows from Tim's, another blink forward straight on top of the Undying. I mean, Jackie doesn't have the meta, and it looks like just the heroes getting picked off before the Terrorblade feels comfortable with maybe even fighting. And, you know, I think they probably just... Well, they're going to have to give this up. Maybe they probably play...
Screw the BKB, I've gone a refresher orb, says this.
Cuckoo. They do get the vision though. Chian, he's going to be able to have a cancel with the Abyssal Blade. He doesn't even need a pop, but he just gets a nice little bash there. And they even see where the rest of T1 are playing at the moment, so it looks like Tim's going to try and come forward. They've even got KP in the mid lane as well. If Tim's, I mean, there's no detection at the moment with the sentry job, so they're just running into Carl for the heals, but now sets up for the rotations. Nice timing with the arrow. Carl just pays the price. We haven't felt the impact with the Lesh so far, and KP even finds another. Whitemon's going to get caught out. I mean, this has just been a game where it's just... You know, they're continuing to stay in it. Even Terrorblade.
They're hunting.
Now, the
KP's
Abyssal
coming.
Blade is going to try and drop the BKB in turn with the Sunder, but KP on top of the back. They got the bash and die. They're not in range to really protect the Terrorblade at the moment. Still BKB lasting a little bit longer just with the duration, but they're going to be able to chase him down now inside the base. Tim's goes forward. They don't have buybacks on the two cores. There's no opportunity for T1 to be able to turn it on the high ground, and finally they're going to call it quits, as we'll have a tied series here between TNC and T1 for our first series of the day.
TNC
Dominant. As dominant as T1 were in that first game. You know, it just felt like with the Arc Warden in game one, they were able to execute exactly the strategy that they wanted. This time around, it felt